Can you guys believe that I curled my hair? Look at this. Like, this is the struggle. Hi friends, how are you doing today? I hope that you're having an amazing day today. If you're new here, my name is Crystal Kyber. Yes, like the Kyber crystals in Star Wars, and that's because I'm a Star Wars YouTube channel. If you like Star Wars, I highly suggest subscribing to my YouTube channel. We have a lot of fun here, right? Do we have fun here? Let them know in the comments down below if we have fun here, guys. I definitely think that we do, so tell them. Do it. Tell them. Because of The Mandalorian, we have a lot of new fans joining the community and the fandom, and I just want to say hi. Welcome. Welcome to Star Wars. You're never leaving. The number one question that I get or that I see online is, how do I watch Star Wars? There are 9 movies and they're in trilogies and they're all out of order. It can be a little bit intimidating or a little confusing, especially if you are new to Star Wars. I have 3 different ways for you guys to watch Star Wars, and if you've seen Star Wars, my first one is very controversial. I have gotten a lot of arguments with my friends, or I should say debates. I don't argue with my friends. I run my video ideas by my friends for pretty much everything I do because I need a lot of validation. I am a Libra. I can't make any decisions. And this one has definitely caused the most discourse within my friend group, so that'll be really fun for you if you've already seen Star Wars, and I want you guys to drag me in the comments. I think it would be so funny. Please drag me. Okay, so let's talk about Star Wars a little bit before I tell you the order on which to watch. So there are 9 movies, and they're broken down into 3 trilogies. So we have the Luke Skywalker trilogy, which is also referred to as the original trilogy, and that's episode 4, 5, and 6. And then we have the Prequel Trilogy, and this is the Anakin Skywalker Trilogy. And then the newest trilogy is the Sequel Trilogy, and this is Rey's trilogy. So we'll be referring to it as the original trilogy, the Prequel Trilogy, and the Sequel Trilogy. Do you see how it can get a little confusing? So let's get right into it. Here are 3 different ways that you guys can watch Star Wars. So if you're really new to Star Wars and you really don't know where to start, I think if you're younger and you're brand new to Star Wars, I think that you should start with the Sequel Trilogy. I know people don't agree with this, but the thing is, the Sequel Trilogies, episode 7, 8, and 9, they look amazing. They're beautifully done. They look visually great, and you're still getting Star Wars. And I think, especially for people who are new to Star Wars, I think you really need a hook. You gotta hook them. And I think the Sequel Trilogy is a good way to hook them. Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is basically A New Hope, episode 4, repackaged. They really try to take the essence of A New Hope and repackage it for the newer generation of Star Wars. So I think that's where you should start. Also, the thing with the Sequel Trilogy, it is just 3 movies you can watch by themselves. The other 6 movies, they all tie in together, whereas Rey's trilogy, you can just watch Rey's trilogy and be done with it. And I think there you'll kind of decide if you want to continue going or not. Once you finish watching Rey's trilogy, I suggest going and watching the Prequel Trilogy, episode 1, 2, and 3, because, and this is because the Prequel Trilogy really sets up what the Jedi are and really starts to demonstrate what the fall of the Jedi Council or the Jedis are. There's a lot of nuance and there's a lot of background to who Jedi are in the Prequel Trilogy. And then, of course, you can finish off with the original trilogy. So I know that can be like a little controversial, especially for like us purists. But like I said, I think if you're a newer fan, I think if you're new to Star Wars, I think the Sequel Trilogy is really the place to start. It won't anger you as much as we are all angry at the Sequel Trilogy. I mean, not everyone's angry at the Sequel Trilogy, but we're all pretty angry at the Sequel Trilogy. Now, personally, I don't hate the sequels. I do have feelings about them, but we're not going to get into them. I do enjoy watching the sequels. Like I said, they're visually amazing, and at the end of the day, it's Star Wars. Like, I'm not mad about Star Wars. So the second way to watch Star Wars is to watch it the way that it was originally intended, and this is the theatrical releases. So you're going to watch them in the way that they were released. So that would be episode 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, and 3, 7, 8, and 9. And if you're going to watch the original trilogy, I highly suggest watching 4 and 5 back to back, because those movies go perfect together. Like, they are beautiful together. 5 is the best sequel in all of movie history. I definitely think that you should watch them together. There is a twist in 4 and 5, and I'm sure everyone knows the twist, but in case you don't, watch 4 and 5 together. So this is definitely more of like a purist way to watch it. This is the way that people have been growing up and watching Star Wars forever. It's a great way to watch Star Wars. A cool thing about watching Star Wars in the theatrical way is that you really get to see the progression of technology. One thing that Lucasfilm is famous for is pushing technology. Like, they really have been pushing technology the whole time they've been in business. So it is really cool to see where they started and where they ended up. So I definitely suggest doing that. Honestly, that's the way I would suggest watching Star Wars for the first time, is 4, 5, 6, and then the prequel trilogy, and then the sequel trilogy. I do have to say too, if you're new to Star Wars, manage your expectations. These movies are old, okay? They're not gonna be what you get in the sequels. And like the writing, like, we're not gonna lie to you. Sometimes the writing is not, it can be a little bit questionable. I personally love them. Even the prequel trilogy, I love them. It can be really clunky. There are lots of memes about it, I'm sure you know. But it doesn't make it any less enjoyable. So I'm just gonna say, manage your expectations. I know that Star Wars is hyped a lot. Star Wars is very personal for people. It's very personal to me. I hope it becomes personal for you. But just manage your expectations. So the third way to watch Star Wars is episodically, and this is just going from 1 to 9. Now, if you've seen Star Wars before, or if you've seen bits and pieces or whatever, I definitely suggest going episodic. You can do it in a few weeks. You could do it in a few days. I don't know how dedicated you are. My brother and I, we did a whole series rewatch, including the TV shows from start to finish, and it took us a really long time. But it was so fun. It was so fun, and I highly suggest doing it. You get such a good sense of the Skywalker story. If you're a Star Wars fan, this is probably how you already watch Star Wars. It's kind of the most fun way to do it, in my opinion. And it just makes the most sense, 1 through 9. Just do that. Okay, so let's say you're watching Star Wars episodically 1 through 9, but you're feeling a little bit spicy. I highly suggest throwing in other media, and that's the other Star Wars movies. So that's Solo and Rogue One. So Rogue One, I talk about it all the time, but I love Rogue One. And if you're gonna do those, I highly suggest watching Rogue One and A New Hope. So Rogue One and Episode 4 back to back, because those movies quite literally intertwine in each other. Rogue One literally ends where A New Hope picks up, like, beautifully. So I highly suggest watching Rogue One and A New Hope back to back. Rogue One adds so much depth to A New Hope. Actually, I feel like all Star Wars media does. If you guys are feeling really spicy, like extra hot, I really think that you should watch Clone Wars and Rebels. And if you're already a Star Wars fan, I highly suggest watching Clone Wars in between Episode 2 and Episode 3. Clone Wars takes place in the 2 or 3 years in between those episodes, and it really does make what happens in Episode 3 so much more, it gives it so much more substance, you know what I mean? Especially now that they just finished Clone Wars. Ugh. My heart. Geez, it hurts. It hurts because I'm thinking about it, and like, I highly suggest doing that. And of course, you can throw in The Mandalorian in between these movies if you really want, if you have a lot of time to kill. I know we're in the middle of a lockdown, so if you really have time to do this, you can definitely throw in The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian would fit between Episode 6 and Episode 7. So The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Episode 6, so that would be a good jumping off point for that, so you kind of understand the context of everything. And of course, if you're just trying to get through Star Wars, like if you just want to get through Star Wars and just know what is happening, watch them episodically. It won't hit as hard, but it still hits, Well, what did you think? Are you gonna watch Star Wars? How are you gonna watch Star Wars? How do you already watch Star Wars? I really wanted this to be just a quick, easy, simple video for you guys, so I'm gonna go. And like I said, if you guys like Star Wars or The Mandalorian, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I did cover The Mandalorian for the whole 2nd season, so it's a lot of fun. We broke it down, we talked about all the rumors, we talked about all the character drops, and I have a lot of Star Wars content coming your way, so, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. You guys know the drill. You guys know how it is. Help your girl out. Help your local Star Wars girl out. You know what I mean? You feel me? Alright, you guys. Well, I just wanted this to be a really quick video, so I'm gonna send you off on your way. I will see you guys very soon. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, and may the Force be with you.